Shalom. Today is Holocaust Remembrance Day, Yom HaShoah, April 28, 2014. Lamentations 1:16 says, "For these things I weep, my eyes flow with tears, for a comforter is far from me, one to revive my spirit. My children are desolate, for the enemy has prevailed." From the article, Built Upon Its Ashes, Israel Remembers the Holocaust, from BreakingIsraelNews.com. No day gives more attention to the Holocaust than Yom HaShoah, or Holocaust Remembrance Day. Yom HaShoah is one of only 2 days on the calendar in which all places of public entertainment must be closed down by law, the other being the high holiday of Yom Kippur. During the day, a 1-minute siren sounds throughout Israel at 10 a.m., signaling the entire country to pause and remember those viciously murdered at the hands of the Nazis. Cars stop in the middle of busy highways with drivers and passengers standing next to their cars in silence. People on the sidewalk stop walking and stand in place, heads bowed. The world stops for those who are no longer here. It is quite a moment for the people of Israel to be a part of, to witness, to never forget. Built upon the ashes of the Holocaust, Israel has always had a unique relationship with Holocaust remembrance. From the creation of the state to the inauguration of Yad Vashem, the World Center for Holocaust Research, Education, Documentation, and Commemoration, Israel has made it a primary mission to recall and educate the world about the Holocaust. Indeed, every visiting foreign dignitary from the rank of general and upwards who visits Israel on an official visit must by law stop and visit Yad Vashem at least once during their trip to Israel. From the Holocaust Encyclopedia, the Holocaust was a systematic, bureaucratic, state-sponsored persecution and murder of approximately 6 million Jews by the Nazi regime and its collaborators. Holocaust is a word of Greek origin meaning sacrifice by fire. The Nazis who came to power in Germany in January 1933 believed that Germans were racially superior and that the Jews deemed inferior were an alien threat to the so-called German racial community. Here's an amazing collection of the Holocaust facts from factsforkids.net. Number 1, the word Holocaust is derived from the Greek term holocauston, which means to relinquish animal to the god so that it is burnt to a crisp. In the Holocaust of World War II, almost 6 million Jews of Europe lost their lives. Alternatively, it was the mass destruction of 2/3 of the total Jews. The Nazi Germany wiped out Jews from 35 states of Europe. A quick guide to the Holocaust facts. The total number of Jews in Europe, 9 million. The total number of Jews killed, 6 million. Number of Jewish children killed, 1 million. Number of Jewish women killed, 2 million. Total number of Jews killed in Soviet Union, 1 million. Total number of Jews killed in Poland, 3 million. As this occurred here on earth, there is another event taking place in the heavens now. This is from space.com. The annular solar eclipse of April 29, 2014 will be visible as a partial solar eclipse from parts of Australia and southern Indonesia. The moon will blot out the sun in the first solar eclipse of the year on Tuesday, April 29th. while partial views of the celestial shadow play will be visible across Australia. Only penguins a bit farther south are in the right spot to see the most dramatic phase of the event, a ring of fire effect of the moon silhouetted by the sun. Today's sun show is known as annular solar eclipse, an event in which, at its best, the moon is outlined by a dazzling ring of sunlight when it blocks most, but not all, of the sun. But during Tuesday's eclipse, that so-called ring of fire is only visible from an uninhabited stretch of Antarctica. So partial views from other locales are the best eclipse chasers can see. But most people won't see the whole eclipse. The only place in the world where this annular eclipse will be visible is a small area in Antarctica. However, partial phases of the eclipse will be visible in other places. Most of those are in the ocean, rarely traveled ocean, in fact, but the entire continent of Australia will get a good view. The best view of the eclipse will be from the island state of Tasmania. From Hobart, the capital of Tasmania, the eclipse will begin with the moon taking a tiny nick out of the sun's edge at 3:51 p.m. local time. Maximum eclipse will be at 5 p.m. and the sun will set at 5:17 p.m. Now I want to bring you a summary of events of today and tomorrow, April 28th and 29th. And as I've been compiling these events, I'm blown away at the parallels that I'm about to read you. April 28th, today, Holocaust Memorial Day, Holocaust Remembrance Day. April 29th, tomorrow, Kerry's peace deal will end up in failure. April 28th, April 29th, solar eclipse over Antarctica, ring of fire eclipse. Now from Yedidah's article, Signs in the Heavens and Signs on Earth. And I quote this excerpt. Then, on April 29th, the very night when the pseudo-peace facade will fall through on its 9-month deadline, inaugurated July 29th by President Obama and the U.S. Department Chief John Kerry, there will be an annular solar eclipse over Antarctica called by astronomers as the Ring of Fire. Continuing from space.com, a solar eclipse will occur 2 weeks later, though very few people will get to appreciate its full glory. On April 29th, an annular or ring of fire eclipse will be visible from a small patch of Antarctica, perhaps briefly confusing some penguins around the time of greatest eclipse, 2:04 a.m. What's so special about that? Who cares what happens in Antarctica? I care, and so do a lot of other people. Since World War II, it has been a thriving German Nazi base for Nazi scientists to carry on experiments, an experimental trial base for the New World Order, and an Illuminati operations base. So, the Ring of Fire over Antarctica on the very day that this fake peace attempt fails by planned efforts of the New World Order Illuminati over a place that is controlled by the Illuminati world government is also highly significant. Jews have long said that a solar eclipse was a sign of trouble for the world. The Greek word for Holocaust, sacrifice by fire. In World War II, 2/3 of European Jews were wiped out. 2/3 of Israel will be wiped out coming soon. Taken from Zechariah 13:8 and 9, and it shall be throughout all the soil, declares Yahuwah. The 2/3 therein are cut off and die, and 1/3 is left therein. And I shall bring the third into fire, and refine them as silver is refined, and try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I shall answer them. I shall say, this is my people, while they say, Yahuwah is my Elohim. What shall we do? Pray for Israel. Pray for Netanyahu, who's being attacked from all sides, from the Illuminati, from America, from Iran, and from Russia and Syria, and the list goes on. He's surrounded, and pretty soon I feel like that he's going to have to pull a Samson, where his hands are tied, but the only thing left to do He knows it will destroy, but there's nobody standing with him. So as Samson pushes out the pillars, all the world is going to come tumbling down upon Israel. Number 3, pray for the peace of Jerusalem. Number 4, remember the Holocaust. Never forget, because in keeping the memory alive, the future redemption to come and the coming kingdom of Yahushua will remain alive. Remembering causes us to cry out, "Come, Yahushua, come." Once again, the Nazis, who came to power in Germany in January of 1933, believed that Germans were racially superior and that the Jews, deemed inferior, were an alien threat to the so-called German racial community. Who is a Nazi in the eyes of Yahuwah? Anyone who exalts themselves above another to make a statement of superiority. This is pride. This is control. This is hatred. This is Jezebel. This is what Yahuwah will come to destroy. He will melt his enemies with fire, and the ones who fear him and tremble at his word, Isaiah 66, 1 and 2, will trample upon the ashes of his enemy. For look, the day shall come, burning like a furnace, and all the proud and every wrongdoer shall be stubble. And the day that shall come shall burn them up, said Yahuwah of hosts, which leaves to them neither root nor branch. But to you who fear my name, the Son of Righteousness shall arise with healing in his wings. And you shall go out and leap for joy like calves from the stall. And you shall trample the wrongdoers, for they shall be ashes under the soles of your feet. On the day that I do this, said Yahuwah of hosts. This is from Malachi 4. And it's quite interesting that to the wicked, he will be as a sun that burns them to ashes. But to those that fear his name, he will be a son of righteousness with healing in the rays, healing in the wings, a gentle warmth for those that fear him. As the world has done to his people, so he will do to the world. To the millions of Jews who lost their lives, to the countless that hid them and protected them, many of which were good Christian people, to Israel today, who faces a Holocaust to a degree unknown by any man, I say shalom. For the mighty one of Israel has not turned his eyes and ears aside, but will remember the covenant he made with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He will bring about wholeness, completeness, and total peace, avenging the blood of his people and restoring that which he promised so long ago. On this day of remembrance of the lives lost of his people, I say shalom.